Rockstar just showed us more of GTA Vice than they ever have for any game before. And if you actually slow down and look at everything they've released, this isn't just a crime game anymore. This might be the most detailed world they've ever built. And some of the theories floating around right now are honestly hard to believe. So today I'm going deeper than usual, and ranking everything we know about GTA Vice, from what's basically guaranteed, all the way to the wildest theory the community has, with a lot more detail than I usually go into. Let's start with what's basically locked in, straight from official material. Water is the obvious place to begin, because Florida is practically made of it. Fishing showed up on a boat, calm water, another character right next to you, that whole relaxed hangout vibe where the point isn't the fishing itself but the conversation happening while you wait. Kayaking is confirmed too, which is actually brand new for the franchise. That's never existed in a GTA before, and it suggests they're building out smaller waterways, not just open ocean. Jet ski and airboat are both confirmed, fitting that swampy backcountry feel that Florida is known for outside the big cities. And diving might be the most surprising one. Full gear, mask, tank on the back, exploring a coral reef, with fish and even sharks swimming around. That alone tells you the level of underwater detail we're dealing with here, which is honestly a first for open-world games at this scale. Then there's the body. There's footage of a character lifting heavy weight at an outdoor gym, and if you compare his build across different official images, it visibly changes, leaner in some, bulkier in others. That's a strong sign the dynamic physique system from San Andreas is coming back, where your choices actually show up on the character over time. On top of that, customization looks massive. Clothes, hair, tattoos, beard, nails, and both protagonists appear to have a level of personalization that might be the biggest the franchise has ever attempted. You could go from a clean, buttoned-up look all the way to something more rebellious, without ever touching a different game mode. Fighting is confirmed too. There's punching bag training, and what looks like an MMA-style cage fight, tied directly to one character's backstory of learning self-defense from a young age, which means this probably isn't just a cutscene, it's likely an actual playable system with its own progression. Mini-golf is confirmed. Jungle theme, alligators on the course, clearly inspired by real mini-golf parks that exist in Florida today. Basketball and football both get referenced more than once in official material, on rooftops and on the beach, suggesting they're playable, and not just background scenery. And hunting is basically screaming from the official material, with a clear focus on a rural, swampy part of the map, which lines up with what Rockstar already built for hunting in their last major open-world game. Nightlife is fully confirmed too. Pool at a bar, an arcade with old-school games, interactive TV with channels you can actually sit and watch, dancing at parties, a nightclub confirmed outright, and boat parties, which is actually a very real part of Florida's boating culture in real life, not something invented for the game. And car customization goes way deeper than any previous GTA, piece-by-piece dedicated workshops, which lines up with details that leaked years before any official reveal. Now let's move into stuff that's not officially locked in yet, but has strong evidence behind it. A full golf course, beyond just mini-golf, because Florida is world famous for golf courses and resorts. Tennis, which already existed in a previous game and fits the upscale parts of the map. Beach sports in general, volleyball being the obvious guess, but there's room for something more regional too, given how strong the Latino community is in Miami in real life. Underwater treasure hunting is a strong candidate as well. Rockstar has done treasure hunting before in the franchise, and a state with a real history of shipwrecks along its coast is basically the perfect setting for that kind of content. Racing feels like a near certainty. Street racing, off-road, boat racing, maybe even something in the air given how much aircraft content has already shown up. Car meets, with people showing off their builds to each other, also have strong indications of being present, possibly even interactive. Structured illegal work, like organized smuggling between different regions of the map, seems pretty likely given what's already surfaced. And one detail I personally find really interesting is the hint of real consequences after getting arrested, some kind of sentencing system or community service. If that becomes an actual mechanic, it would be the first time a GTA game makes you genuinely pay for a crime within the game itself, instead of just waking up at a hospital and moving on like nothing happened. There's also strong speculation about a business empire system in single-player, something similar to what existed in an earlier game in the franchise, where you could take over territory and build up operations there. If Rockstar brings that back with modern technology, That alone could add dozens of hours of content outside the main story. Now, the fun part, pure theory, zero proof, but too interesting to skip. Some people think there might be a satirical space program reference somewhere on the map, since Florida is literally home to one of the biggest real space centers in the United States. There's talk of digital crime, crypto scams specifically, which would fit that internet-era satire the game seems to be leaning into given everything else they've referenced. A vehicle maintenance system, refueling, general upkeep, is also being discussed, but that one is firmly in who-knows territory. There are only scattered hints from old leaks. Nothing solid. A digital fame system, becoming an influencer inside the game itself, actually fits really well with the social media satire the franchise has always leaned into, going back years. But the wildest theory, the one I personally think about the most, is real-time dynamic weather, specifically a hurricane. There's a visual detail in promotional material that disappeared between different versions of the same scene, a tarp on a roof that's a very specific visual marker of storm damage in Florida, and it might be directly tied to storm effects actually happening on the map in real time. If that's real, that would be genuinely unprecedented for an open-world game, and honestly, it would change the entire pace of how people play. At the end of the day, looking at everything here, confirmed, likely, and pure theory, it's clear Rockstar isn't just trying to make another good GTA. Given the sheer volume of systems, activities, and small details that have already surfaced across just a handful of trailers and screenshots, it really feels like they're going for the most complete game the franchise has ever made. Maybe the most complete open-world game anyone has made. If you liked this breakdown, drop a like, tell me in the comments which theory you think is actually going to happen, and subscribe, because I'll keep covering everything new that comes out as we get closer to launch. See you next time.